We're talking about how to combat worry. We're talking about how to make your life easier. This is Mindwave TV, podcast, whatever you want to call it. We're here to make some changes. Take on this information if it resonates and apply it to your life. So Gail, Alice, Daniel, Georgina, tea time, let's go. We're talking about how worrying is a choice. Now I'm going to say some things in this live that you might not like. You might go and disagree immediately, and that's okay. That's totally okay. That's totally fine with me, but I want you to really listen to this stuff and apply it if it resonates. And if it resonates, I know that it's going to help you. It's going to work for you. So worrying is like praying for what you don't want. That's the first thing. I want you to write that down if that resonates. Worrying is like praying for what you don't want to experience in life. We go through life, some of us aren't worriers, some of us are, and if you are, we need to realize that we have been a worrier in our life. I'm not going to say you are a worrier because we're going to use self-talk to get around that. You have been a worrier. Right now, in this present moment, you can change that story. You don't have to be anything that you were in the past. Right now, in this moment, is a blank canvas. You can choose whatever you want to be in the future, as long as you believe you can actually attainably get that. So, S. Scott, what we got? I have really bad anxiety from drinking. I'm in constant panic mode, awful cycle. This isn't what we're talking about on this live, but I'll give you a little bit because I've been there and I want to just share this with you. But tea time, DM me, we'll have that conversation in detail and I'll help you. I had the exact same story for 10 years. Bad anxiety from drinking. I was in that constant cycle of panic. It is an awful cycle, but you, my friend, can change that. You can break that cycle. And I guess it's the same with worry. I was an alcoholic. I am no longer an alcoholic because I use these tools to break that cycle. So DM me. If any of this resonates with any of you, please DM me and say the word freedom. And we'll get talking and we'll figure out what you need and we'll make it happen. It's a handful of things. Number one is self-talk, and decide that right now, if you've been, and maybe you still are, but let's reframe that. I've been in an awful cycle of worry, drinking, depression, anxiety, whatever it is for you. The first thing we do is decide to choose to break that cycle. Even if we don't know how, even if we don't have the tools yet, that's okay. That's what this is for, and I can help you with that, and other people can help you. It's the decision to break the cycle is 50% of the journey. My tap's making weird noises. Give me 2 seconds. Are you still here? Thanks for staying. So DA Gaming, CE, Cassie, Silhouette, we're talking about Anti-C. We're talking about how to break the cycle of worry. And you can apply this to really anything. It's the same kind of conversation, but we're going to talk about worrying. There's a lot of us who are worriers, who doubt, who are living in fear. Some of us have to care for other people who are sick, or we have to, we're living in situations that aren't ideal, and there is a lot to worry about. There is a lot to think about, and there's a lot on our plate and a lot to figure out. So what I found from teaching a lot of people, and this conversation comes up, if we can't figure out how to figure it out, that's when people feel that they're not in control. And that's what it comes down to, being in control. We want to be in control, so we try and figure everything out. In the mind, in the thinking mind, we jump into the future, got to figure out the future, kind of figured it out, come back to the present, okay, and then we'll replay the past. Got to figure out, all of that, what to let go of, and then we come back, and it's a constant, exhausting journey. Constant, exhausting journey going from the past to the future, to the past to the future, to the past to the future. What we've got to learn to do is we've got to learn to pause. And we've got to allow ourselves to simply observe what's going on up here. I'm not a worrier. I used to get caught up in the cycles of memory. all of the things that happened in the past. I was addicted to my past. I was always just holding on to it and replaying it over and over and over again. So some people who are close to me are future projectors, always worrying about the future. What's going to happen? I don't know where I'm going to be. The anxieties of the future. Anxiety is born from future thinking. Remember that. If you have anxiety, anxiety is born from trying to figure out a future problem. If you know this, you have the power to go, okay, next time I observe myself thinking about the future, I'm going to remember that that's where anxiety is born, and I'm going to come back to the present. It's not complicated, but it's a daily practice. And now this is where most people go, oh, I've got to practice something, scroll on. If you're living in worry, in doubt, in fear, in anxiety, in depression, excess stress, you can change this if you learn these simple tools. I had anxiety, I was an alcoholic, I had panic attacks for 10 years, I suffered with depression, lack of self-worth, blah, 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 crying me a river, I had a whole list of stuff. And I overcame all of those things by implementing these effortless tools. Now, it took effort because I did it every day and I practiced and practiced and practiced, but now I don't worry. I return to the present moment. So the first thing to remember is this. This is the one that I want you to write down if you're old school, or type it in your phone or computer. And this is another one that might be brutal to hear. So I'm sorry if it offends you. I'm sorry if it stings. But this is what's helped me more than most things when it comes to worry, anxiety, depression, all of that sort of stuff, to return me to the present moment. It was what it was. It is what it is. It will be what it will be. Now, this phrase is devoid from emotion. You remove what you think about the situation, whether it's past, present, or future. The one and only says, love that. I love you too for saying that. So this is what I'm talking about. This community, we're talking together. It's not just me yapping away. So thank you. It was what it was. You can apply this to heavy things, people passing over, a breakup, something that just didn't go your way. It doesn't matter what severity the issue is. It was what it was. And that might sting, of course that might sting. But what it does is it anchors you. It anchors you. Before you start thinking about what you think about the thing, what happened, the sadness, what the... did you see that? There was did I press something, or did someone, I don't know. I don't understand this new world we're living in. Scrap that. That didn't happen. Maybe I was just tripping out. This phrase is an anchor, and it will save you in so many situations when you're stuck playing memories of the past. Oh, I can't believe he said that. I can't believe I didn't say that. I can't believe that happened. I was suffering through this and this and all of this stuff. Or anything else. It was what it was. It was what it was. And if you can repeat that over and over again until you feel a bit more peace, what's happening is you are processing a past memory, and you're allowing yourself to let it be what it was. And what was it? It was what it was. And no more. Anything more is what we think about it. We're narrating the past, what we're choosing to believe in or attach ourselves to. It was what it was. This is almost like a robotic way to be. And it's not that you don't process your feelings and your emotions. You absolutely do that. But if stuff keeps on coming up and it keeps on just like sticking to you, it was what it was. It was what it was. And then you return to the now. It is what it is. Anything that's happening in your life, it is what it is. Who knows? It might turn out for the better. It might be horrendous now, but something amazing might come from it. It is what it is. It was what it was. It is what it is. And then we get to the future thinkers, the warriors, the ones that are constantly like going, oh my God, I've got to figure it all out, what's happening. It will be what it will be. We don't know. We can never map it all out. We can never ever map it all out. And the sooner we realize that life is in a constant state of change, we're constantly evolving, plans change all the time, the pandemic happened, like life is constantly moving. And if we remove ourselves from trying to control everything or anything, you do your to-do lists, we do what we got to do, it will be what it will be. So remember this, it was what it was, it is what it is, and it will be what it will be. And before you allow yourself to think about, oh, but it's shit, and oh, it was tough, and all of that stuff, it was what it was, it is what it is, it will be what it will be. It doesn't solve all your problems. It doesn't help everything change. But what it will do is it will allow you to come back to peace. Use this as an anchor. This is the basic level. We layer stuff on top, what to do with our emotions, how to process our emotions. And there's lots of simple tools that I use that I'll never not use. And I too am currently going through some difficult things, family and all sorts of things. And I have these tools that keep me on track and keep me stable and keep me in flow. And that's why these tools are so important. It was what it was, it is what it is, and it will be what it will be. Yes. So, moving on. Now I want you to answer this question for me. Are you a future warrior? Are you stuck in the past? Choose which one you are right now and let me know. Are you, generally speaking, stuck in the future or stuck in the past? And just by typing this out, just by going, actually, yeah, I tend to, in the past, be thinking about the future a lot or thinking about the past. Just admitting that to yourself and to me and the internet. Yes to all. Okay, I got you. I want you to DM me afterwards because we've obviously got some stuff we need to talk about. Just knowing what your issue obstacle is gold. Because once you know it, you can't unknow it, and then you can apply this stuff and then you can see change. What we're going to do now is we're going to decide to start being present as often as possible in as many moments as possible throughout our day. And all I want you to do is go through your day as normal and just observe yourself like you were watching yourself in a film. Oh, look, there she goes. Oh, there she's thinking about the future again. You're thinking about the future again. Oh, yeah. Oh, look at me go. I'm doing life. I'm working. Oh, I'm thinking about the past again, something that I can't change that's already happened. And just watch yourself in these cycles. And if you catch yourself from another perspective, that's it. You've nailed it. You've won the game. It's a case of catching yourself and then deciding to come back to the present moment where the tap is... What are you doing, mate? Where the problems are always going to be here. Inevitable problems that will always pop up in the present moment. This changed my life completely. I was always stuck in replaying stories and changing endings and old stuff, holding on to old things, like little comments that people said that I just grabbed onto and replayed them over and over and over again. And then I learned that you didn't have to live like that. I learned that you could be kind of blank up here if you wanted to. You know, you still work through your to-do list, you still do what you got to do, you still think about what you got to think and plan what you got to plan and do and all of that stuff. But there's a whole load of excess bullshit that you don't need to replay. And it belongs to the past and it belongs to the future. And all we have to do is differentiate between the two. Oh, look, I'm thinking in the future again. Come back to the present. Oh, I'm replaying the past. And look, it's great to think about an old memory that you love and think about it and then get, oh, that was nice, but then come back to life. And it's obviously great to plan the future and plan a trip or figure out what your next steps are. Come back to the present. It's this coming back. And this is why meditation is so good. If you're working with a mantra, you're constantly coming back to the mantra or the breath or the body or whatever it is that you're working on. So there's a handful of tools, if you use them, completely transform your life on so many levels. And I studied 20 plus years figuring out all of these things, checking out all these tools, trying them out for a good period of time, 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. I've just ended a 3-year meditation practice to really get into it. I got to the end of it, I was like, yep, great, not for me. But I gave it 3 years of my life to really test out. I'm very thorough with this stuff. So it's all about, number 1, being aware. Oh, look, I'm in the future. Number 2, coming back to the present. And number 3, reviewing and rewiring these thoughts and constantly going, constantly. It all starts with your beliefs. If you can change your beliefs, you can change your habits, and then you can change your actions, and then you can change your environment and your world. You can transform your life and go from, oh my God, I want everything to end, or this is so difficult, I can't do this anymore, to, oh, hang on, I really enjoyed my walk today, and I'm actually feeling optimistic for the first time in 30 years. You can change in a matter of days. I've had a session with people before, and in the 2-hour session alone, I've seen that light come back on in their eyes, and they've fallen in love with life again. And they've been holding on to stuff for years and years and years and thinking it's all over. I've heard it all. And I'm seeing this over and over and over and over again with clients. So I know it to be true. Plus, I've got my own experience. I went from the downward spiral of doom to living in a high vibration every day, even when I've got to deal with my own stuff and other people's stuff that's really heavy and difficult. I've got these tools that keep the light switched on, the heart pumping, and enthusiasm for life and living and helping and doing and being. If you too want to change these patterns, you want to change the story, if you really, really want to make a difference in your life and get to the end of the year and go, oh my God, I'm actually feeling like a different person. I just had a message just before I did this from a client who was like, oh my God, Ali, it's all coming together. I heard what you said before, but now I'm actually implementing what you said, and it's all working, it's all happening. I feel great, blah, 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 blah. And that's what makes me, that's my full circle. Oh my God. I love teaching, I love guiding, I love doing these lives, I love doing all that stuff. But when I get these messages of people that have implemented these tools and it's changing their lives, and they feel like a brand new person and they're excited about living, my job's done. So if you're interested in this, if this resonates with you, if you need guidance, you need help, you need encouragement, you need someone like me that can help push you up that mountain and just encourage you all the way, help you build your own toolkit, so whatever you're going through in life, you know what to do, you know what spices to use to give it an extra, you know what to go to in each situation, then DM me the word freedom. That's exactly where we're going to go. We're going to go on a little journey to Freedom Town, and you're going to love it, I'm going to love it, and the world's going to be better off for it. So I'll leave that there. It was what it was. It is what it is. It will be what it will be. Worrying is like praying for what you don't want. Remember to be here now. Return to the present moment in as many moments as possible. Life is in a constant state of change, so don't try and figure everything all out. You got this. You're amazing. The fact that you're still watching this just proves to me how amazing you are. I'll see you soon. DM me the word freedom and we'll get cracking. All right, I love you. Speak soon. Have a great day.